party pooper pants. More like party cooler pants. Oh my god. This special episode from SpongeBob SquarePants sucks. Here are the reasons why this episode sucks in my opinion. For Act 1, as the special start, Patchy organizes a house party, and all the guests come, except for SpongeBob himself. The scene cuts to SpongeBob trying to read Patchy's invitation, but he cannot understand it because the lettering has been smeared by the water. SpongeBob comments that the sender must not have understood the limitations of life underwater, then throws the invitation in the fire. Back on land, Patchy introduces us to his special guests, including a live-action King Neptune, Minnie Mermaid, and Longbeard the Pirate. In Bikini Bottom, while shopping at the bargain mart, SpongeBob finds a Plan Your Own Party kit, and decides to throw a party using the kit. Despite the kit advising to invite only your closest friends, SpongeBob invites nearly everyone in Bikini Bottom. Because a rule in the party kit states that unsupervised parties can lead to disaster, SpongeBob wants the party to go exactly according to plan, so he decides to make sure things go in order. He makes a brutally specific schedule for different activities and cards for people to use for conversations. In the second live-action segment, Patchy decides to have a dance lesson and promotes his dance instruction videos in which Potty finds tacky before Patchy angrily yells at him saying that it is a $40 value. Before Patchy can teach his friends how to dance, a band that Potty has hired for the party arrives. Patchy asks Potty who it is. It is Potty's favorite band, the Bird Brains. Everybody loves the Bird Brains music, but Patchy hates it because it is too loud, and it blasts him out of his house. Patchy then tells them it is time for them to literally walk the plank. Unfortunately, he forgets that they are birds and can easily fly off. Back in Bikini Bottom, later that night, all the guests arrive at different times. SpongeBob is angered when the guests begin doing certain activities which don't occur until much later according to his schedule, and hands them all the topper cards, which causes an awkward environment. After the last guest arrives, SpongeBob goes into the closet as Act 1 ends. For Act 2, the special starts after a while. SpongeBob sees everybody having fun and starts to panic, as they are violating his completely unnecessary schedule, meaning in his words, the party will fail. He stops all the fun and music and brings them all to the couch to do one of the scheduled events, reading aloud from the funnies. Unfortunately, he finds out the paper he is reading is yesterday's paper and leaves to get today's paper. Once he leaves, all the guests start having fun again. While going out to get today's paper, SpongeBob accidentally locks himself out of his house as the door locks behind him when it closes, allowing the guests to have fun again. He misinterprets this and believes everything is falling apart. After continually trying to get into his house using different methods and failing quite horribly, SpongeBob, at wit's end, grabs a pickaxe and attempts to break in while dressed as a bunny. But before he could do so, the police find him and place him under arrest, but when SpongeBob explains everything, they do not arrest him, and SpongeBob is relieved he was almost ironically arrested for trying to break into his own house. However, the police end up making him miss the entire party by arresting him on purpose for not inviting them. He returns home the next morning depressed. He notices there was a key underneath the doormat the entire time. SpongeBob then enters his house, finding that it is a complete mess. He believes his party failed, until Patrick comes over and tells him that it was the greatest party all of them had ever been to, and that he should do exactly the same thing next weekend. SpongeBob finally realizes that he does not need a schedule to run a party and parties are supposed to be fun. He smiles gladly and becomes proud that his party was a success after all. He finds Gary wearing a lampshade and is happy that he had fun too. The episode ends as SpongeBob turns off Gary's lamp and wishes his snail a good night's sleep. In the final live-action segment, Patchy attempts to remedy the music situation by performing his own song with a one-man band. He asks Potty if he is ready, and Potty says he is after he puts earbuds in his ears and starts performing his own off-key song to the guests. Potty reminds him that it is time for Patchy's flute solo. Patchy starts playing, but soon realizes that he plays a fife, not a flute, and that the flute is actually a stick of dynamite. It was notably Potty's plan so he would let Patchy perform but find a way to kill him. It explodes, leaving only his head intact. The bird brains then have the opportunity to play music, singing their new song, Underwater Sunday. After they finish, Patchy returns to end the special, with a barrel for a new body being kissed by girl parrots. Potty then says goodbye to the audience and takes on as the host of the party, ending Act 2 and the whole special. Wow! That was one of the stupidest episodes from SpongeBob SquarePants. If you haven't seen it, don't watch it. It's a waste of time. I don't know who likes this episode, so I'm gonna leave it be. Who hates this episode? Lena Loud. She hates this episode with a burning passion. She's also the one who requested me this rant. So screw Party Pooper Pants. And screw Fungus Among Us. Stuck on the Roof is 653,478,234,000 times better than Party Pooper Pants. End of rant.